kids! Welcome again to the Nolly and Trent Show. My name is Nolly, and this is...
And my name is Vinny. It's good to have you guys join us again for another episode here on the Molly and Friends Show. Molly, today what are we talking about?
Well, today we're talking about healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships.
That's a really good topic for us to be talking about, Molly. Healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships. We're talking about good relationships to have, like with your friends at school perhaps, or with your family members, and unhealthy ones that just don't serve you well. Now, why should we be talking about this topic, Molly?
Well, because you and I have had some experience with really unhealthy relationships, and we stayed in too long, and we didn't do very well after that.
Yeah, some of us have experience in unhealthy relationships, and because we don't know what to look for, we stay in them longer than we need to, and as a result, we suffer unnecessarily. But if you know you have options between what to look for in a good relationship and how to be able to have those good relationships, as opposed to identifying when we're in unhealthy relationships, that's when it's going to be really helpful.
I think this is going to be a really good topic to talk about.
I think so too, Molly, for sure. But as we usually do,
I know. We're going to start off with a feelings check-in.
You got it, Molly. We're going to start off identifying how we're feeling in this moment. And why do we spend time doing this on our podcast, Molly?
Well, because it's really important to know ourselves well. Sometimes we grow up and we don't know how we feel because we've never practiced talking about it.
Such a good way of putting it, Molly. I like how you said that. We want to practice identifying how we're feeling on the inside. Now, Molly, can I ask you first to describe how you're feeling?
Oh, I would love to. Today, I'm feeling really goofy.
I know you were. You played a joke with me when I got home. Do you remember what she did to me when I got home, you guys? I was sitting here at my desk working, and she snuck up behind me and scared me. And so I can tell that you were feeling a little goofy today. Are you feeling better from yesterday? Because yesterday you mentioned you were feeling quite, you seem upset.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I had a chance to have some talks, and now I feel much better on the inside because I knew how I felt, and I wanted to talk about how I wanted to feel. And so that was really helpful.
Thanks for sharing that, Molly.
How are you feeling?
Well, in this moment, I'm feeling kind of excited because, as I told you, I met someone new and it's kind of exciting. And so you're always thinking that there might be some, I don't know, like something wonderful.
Are you in love?
I don't know, Molly. We'll see. I'm getting to know a new individual, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of excitement there. But I'm also being very careful and cautious because I also want to protect my heart, and I want to be able to have good expectations. And part of our conversation today is going to help me to determine, is this a good relationship, a healthy relationship, or is it an unhealthy one? Because we're going to talk about what to look for.
I love it. I want to know though. I want to know.
Okay, Molly, I'll be sharing with you. So, our dear friends, how are you guys feeling on your end? What is going on in your lives? What is your current state? Like, how are you feeling in this moment based on what's happening in your life? I know for some of you who are listening, maybe you might be
I know.
Yes, Molly?
Maybe someone is grounded and they are in trouble and they're in their room and they can't go out, and that's no fun.
That's true. And how do you think they might be feeling, Molly?
Well, if I were grounded, I might be feeling frustrated or upset and angry.
Yeah, those are some big emotions, aren't they, Molly?
Yeah, but they're really important ones to express.
That's right, Molly. Others might be excited because they get to have a sleepover maybe, or maybe they're still enjoying the holidays and they're going to go on a trip, maybe. I don't know. And I can't help but imagine that they might be feeling happiness, excitement, anticipation.
Yeah, all of those things. Do you know what I'm really feeling right now?
I thought you were feeling goofy.
Yeah, I was feeling goofy, but I'm also feeling really grateful right now because I get to hang out with you. And I like hanging out with you and our friends, and I love doing this podcast.
That's something worthwhile giving thanks for, Molly. Thank you. I really appreciate working alongside you too.
Daniel,
Yes, Molly?
Can we start off with a dad joke now?
Oh, of course. We enjoy dad jokes on the Molly and Friends show, and we like to share a few of the ones that we find that we thought were noteworthy. Molly, you go ahead and tell me your dad joke, and I'll see if I can contain my response of laughing, okay?
Okay, here's the joke. Where does a camper keep his money?
Where does a camper keep his money?
You give up?
Yeah, I give up. I don't know.
A camper keeps his money in the riverbank.
In the riverbank. That is so corny, Molly. Thanks for sharing that.
I thought that was a good one.
That was a good one. I was laughing at it. What do you guys think of that joke? Was that a good one? I thought it was.
I think it was awesome.
All right, Molly, maybe at the end of our podcast, would you mind sharing one more dad joke?
Okay, let's talk about our good, healthy relationships now.
Right. Kids, it's really important for you to understand that there are healthy relationships we can be a part of and unhealthy ones. And the reality is that you are already in both of those, because part of this is it's kind of like a skill that you develop in understanding what to look for when you're making friends. I know some people, Molly, who have made friends with the wrong kind of people, and as a result, they have some unhealthy relationships. And with unhealthy relationships, you're the one that gets hurt because you're not being treated fairly, you're not being treated respectfully. Whereas in healthy relationships, those are the ones where you have some beautiful things. And we're going to talk about some of those things. Now, Molly, what do you think is a really important part of having a good, healthy relationship?
I think you should have trust and honesty. Trust and honesty are really important.
I like what you're saying there, Molly. I totally agree. Trust is a really important part of having a healthy relationship. So with trust, you can feel like you can grow stronger in I guess, being around that person because they are reliable, they're credible, and they're doing some good things. They're not doing things that will hurt you. So trust is a really big one. And honesty, speaking truthfully to one another. You know, Molly, if a person isn't being honest with you, it's really hard to trust them, isn't it?
That's why I was saying it.
So what would an unhealthy relationship have? If it doesn't have trust or honesty, what do you think is happening in an unhealthy relationship?
I think, they might be having, they talk about each other behind their back, and that's not trustworthy.
You're totally right, Molly.
And then they would lie to each other, and they wouldn't tell the truth. They'd be dishonest.
Those are some really good insights, Molly. I totally agree with you. So without trust and honesty, you could have people who are talking about you behind your back. You could have people who are speaking lies to you. And it's no fun being on the receiving end of that, is it, Molly?
Not at all.
So something else that I was just thinking about that a healthy relationship has is respect. See, even as you and I have this friendship, Molly, I think we have this respect, right? Like, you're not interrupting me while I'm talking, and I don't interrupt you, and I listen to what you have to say, and I respect what you have to say. And you, I think, do that really well for me too.
I do. I tease you sometimes, but I also deeply respect you.
I feel it, Molly. What would an unhealthy relationship look like that did not have respect, though, Molly? What would there be in an unhealthy relationship?
Well, they would have disrespect for each other. They wouldn't even respect each other at all. And they would be really unkind to each other.
Yeah, those are some really, really good insights, Molly. I totally agree with you. Something else that a healthy relationship should have is support, right? Support for the one that you are in that relationship with whether it's friends or it's family members, however that looks, there needs to be that element of support. When you have support, then you have someone who is in your corner, who is cheering for you, and they're saying you can do it, and they believe in you. And there's something really nice when someone cheers and wants you to do really well. That's what a really good relationship has. It has that sense of support. But in the absence of it, Molly, what would that look like?
Ooh, I don't like this one here. If you don't have support, then there is maybe they feel jealous about how you're always amazingly doing good, and they wouldn't feel happy for you.
Yeah, they wouldn't feel happy. They would be jealous, and they might even want to like undermine you.
Oh, yeah, undermining. That's terrible. That's when they take things away from you and they want to make it difficult for you, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Undermining is when you look at someone's accomplishments and you say, oh, it was like they didn't do anything. So they might have maybe climbed a tree, and you would undermine it by saying, well, of course they could climb all the time. And that's like a way of taking away the support from the person.
I see. And they would also have a lot of criticism too. They would say bad things sometimes.
You're right, Molly. They would also have that sense of criticism as well too. Molly, what are some other things that a really healthy relationship should have?
Oh, I know. There should be a good way of fixing fights.
Oh, that's a good point. A good relationship doesn't mean that they're not going to fight. They're going to fight still. But in the midst of the fighting, they want to be committed to resolving and fixing whatever got broken in that relationship.
That's a really important one. I like that one.
So then, Molly, what happens if they don't have that? What happens if you're in an unhealthy relationship and there's no commitment to fixing the problems and making things better?
Oh, then there will be lots of fighting, and on top of the fighting, they might try to cheat each other and manipulate each other as well.
Those are excellent points, Molly. You know, something that I've also thought about, Molly, that would be really helpful in a relationship is if there is that sense of like where both people want to grow. So take us, for example, in our friendship, Molly. If I started being really mean and I wasn't interested in becoming better, and I was kind of tough to be around.
Well, I don't think I'd want to be around you then.
I know, it's just because I'm not making it easy. So there's that sense of wanting to grow as a person that I think is really helpful in a friendship or in a relationship, is making sure that the ones that you're in a relationship also want to become better, because all of us could get better.
I think I know what you mean. And if someone is in an unhealthy relationship that doesn't have any personal growth, then there's some bad things that could happen.
Like what, Molly?
Well, they might want to control the other person, like psychologically.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. They might want to manipulate others so that they can get what they want instead. It's not good, is it?
No, not at all.
Okay, Molly, as we finish off the last couple of points here, what else is on your radar by way of what should be in a healthy relationship?
Oh, one of my favorite ones is I want to feel safe. I want to feel that you're not going to make fun of me, or you're not going to joke about me in a really mean way.
I like that one, Molly. That's a really important one. The ability to feel safe in a healthy relationship because you're being respected and others are looking at you as if you are important is really an important part of a healthy relationship. If that isn't there, Molly, what tends to happen then is that there's awful things that happen in that relationship. You don't feel safe, you feel a lot of anxiety, you feel stressed out all the time. Not good. Not good at all.
I'm glad we had this talk, Biniam. This is a really important topic of how to find good friends and healthy relationships.
I agree, Molly, because if you don't have good friends, you might find terrible connections and relationships, and that usually takes a lot out of you in the way that you need good stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Dad joke time!
All right, Molly, go ahead. Tell us our last joke.
Okay, here's the last joke. What do ducks... No, let me think. What do duck hunters like to eat with their cheese?
What do duck hunters like to eat with their cheese? I don't know, Molly.
Quackers! Get it? Quackers?
Not crackers, but quackers. Oh, Molly. That was just, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good dad joke. I appreciated that. Molly, in our last few moments, let's just share with our friends what it means to have them listening in on our podcast.
Oh yeah. Friends, we want you to know, we think that you are kind and you are smart and you are so important to us. Thank you for watching our show today, and we hope to see you on the next episode of the Molly and Friends Show.
Thank you for joining in, friends. We can't wait to join with you as we explore some more things that makes this world amazing to live in, even when it's sometimes a little bit confusing. See you soon.
Bye.
That was a good episode, Molly. Thank you for being in this with me.
My pleasure. Let's do it again.
I agree.